Hey, 7th graders, Mrs. Locke here with you to do the second part of yesterday's lesson. I said it was 2.2.6, but it isn't. It's 2.2.2, part 2, integer subtraction with negative numbers. Yesterday, we subtracted positive numbers, and we noticed that when you subtract a positive number, you move left, which is the same as when you add a negative number. So you could think about it either way, subtracting a positive number or adding a negative number. You move the same direction, you move left. I also showed you the chip method, where sometimes we had to add a 0 chip to get enough to do subtracting. That got a little more complicated. So if you want to hear it again, you can go back to the video from yesterday. You should have also finished the you try, and you should have done either chips or number lines in the boxes. So here we are. You need this paper in your packet, but I'm going to start you here. So let's say that I owe Ms. Gilbert $6. And one day I helped her carry in her bag. So she was like, you know what, Mrs. Locke, you don't have to pay me back all 6 of those dollars. I'm going to just take away 4 of the dollars you owe. I'm going to take away 4 of the dollars you owe, and that way you won't have to owe me quite so much. That absolutely happens. And so I'm going to show you that I started off by owing Miss Gilbert $6. But what she did was she got rid of 4 of those dollars. She got rid of 4 of them. So then I ended up at -2. So I ended up at -2. What's interesting about this on the number line is that I moved right. And that's important. When you get rid of debt, you have a number that is more positive because you're moving right. I'd just like to show you that one more time. Let's say I owe my husband $9. I owe my husband $9. I'm trying to think of another way I could talk about -9. Maybe I could say that could I use it with elevation? No, I think this is the best way. I owe my husband $9, and then he decided to take away $7 of that debt. I don't owe him as much anymore. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. I'm going to try to show you what that looks like. Here is $9. But then he took away 9 of that. No, he took away 7. So now I only owe $2. I moved right. And I'm less in debt. Because of that moving right, sometimes people say, you know what? That's the same as adding a positive number. Because adding a positive number also makes me move right. So we'll explore that a little bit more momentarily. So let's go take a look at this. If I am using a positive 12 and I subtract a -8, I'm going to start here at 12. So I'm here at 12. But I'm removing a negative, which means I'm going to move right. I'm removing a negative, so I'm going to move right 8 spaces. And I end up at 20. When you're getting rid of debt, you move more positively. In comparison, I'm going to have a 12, and I'm going to say subtract a positive 8. Actually, can we do this on the same one? 12 minus a regular 8. And I'm going to do that in a different color. And if I were you, I would too. That might help. I'm going to start at 12, only I'm going to move 8 back this way. This is minus 8. And I end at a 4. So subtracting a positive number moves left, and subtracting a negative number ends up moving right. That is wild, but it is the truth. Let's take a look at another one. We're going to do 5 minus a negative 7, and then we'll do 5 minus a positive 7. And I'm going to use 2 different colors to help keep things straight. But either way, I'm starting at 5. Let's just say I'm going to do the positive one first. I'm going to move left with my green. So I'm going to say there's 5 jumps, 6, 7 jumps. Here I ended at negative 2, and I moved to the left. However, when I'm getting rid of debt for 5 minus a negative 7, I'm going to move right because I'm getting rid of debt, so I'm becoming more positive. You could even change it to a plus a positive 7. So I'm going to go this way. I'm going to jump 5 to 10, and then I end at 12. 5 minus a negative 7 is a positive 12. That is wild. But when you get rid of debt, you become more positive. And I just want to say that that is numerically, metaphysically, financially, emotionally. All right, let's take a look at a couple more. We're going to do a negative 4. We'll do negative 4 minus a negative 2. And then we'll do negative 4 minus a positive 2. So I'm going to do my positive number first because we know that that's me moving to the left. I'm going to start at negative 4, and then I'm going to subtract a positive 2, and I end at a negative 6. If I'm getting less negative, though, to show this one, I'm going to move to the right. This one moves right. So I'm going to be at negative 2 because I moved to the right. I became less negative, less in debt. Here's another one. Positive 2 minus a negative 4, and then positive 2 minus a 4. So if I start at positive 2, to subtract a positive number, I move left. So I'm going to say, I'm going to jump 2 to the 0 and then 2 more. So I end at -2. But if I have 2, and this is the best scenario for this, let's say I've got $2 in my pocket and I meet Miss Gilbert and I owe her 4. Well, I lose my 2 and, no, wait, that's a really bad example. Can I try that again, you guys? Let me try again. Here's a better example. I've got $2 in my pocket. And then I did owe 4 to Ms. Gilbert, but she erased that. So now what I really have is more positive. I've got the 2 that's in my pocket, and I've got the 4. 2 that's in my pocket. And I've got the 4 that I don't have to give Miss Gilbert. So I ended at +6. I just feel like that wasn't the best example. You could also say plus a positive because we move right. Ooh, I'm going to be thinking about this on my trip. Hopefully I can come up with a better example for you than that. So ultimately, subtracting a negative, you move right, and subtracting a positive, you move left. What we also figured out was that if you're subtracting a negative, since you end up moving to the right, we could rewrite it as adding a positive. All right, so 15 minus a -2 is the same as 15 plus 2 because you go in the same direction. I don't think we're going to do all these. Let's just do maybe one more. So oh, you guys, I'm messing up. Man, why are you messing up? Maybe it's because I did so many videos today. This should be at -15. -15. Aha. I knew that looked weird. I was like, that is really weird. There we go. That's better. We should probably mark that too. Let's do a couple more because I feel like I need to do a couple more because I'm messing up. Let's do -8 minus a -4. And since that moves to the right, we can rewrite that as -8 plus a +4. Let's see where it gets us. -8 plus a +4. That leads us to end at -4. Let's do -18 minus a -10. What we know is we can think about that because we move to the right. We can think about that as -8 plus a +10. So I'm going to -18 plus a +10. So I'm going to move 10 jumps to the right, and I end at -8. Subtracting a -10 is the same as adding a +10. All right. One more. Let's do one where we have to cross that 0. So let's say -6 minus a -15. We know that it's going to move to the right. So it's the same as negative 6 plus a positive 15. And I think what I really want you to notice is that this first number each time, this first number, I never manipulate that one. I didn't manipulate it here or here. I didn't manipulate it here or here. When you're thinking about subtracting integers, you don't manipulate the first number. What you change is the operation and the second number sign so that it's a different operation and a different number sign. And that's because we move to the right like we do in addition. So I'm going to start at negative 6. I'm going to start at negative 6. And then I'm going to jump 6 jumps to 0, but that's not enough. I have to jump some more. So I could jump, let me see. If I jump another 6, that's 12. That's 12 jumps total. So that's minus a negative 6 and minus a negative 6. But I need to do 3 more. Is that right? That's minus a negative 3. So I ended at a positive 9. Oh, wow. That's so wild. Main idea. Subtracting a negative moves right. And I would underline that and give it some zhuzh on the number line. And we also said that you can change the operation and change the sign. That's what we said. The chip model is a little bit more tough, but it's the same model as before. So if I've got 12 positive numbers, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and I want to take away negative chips, but I don't have any. What I have to do is I have to add a 0 chip model so that I have enough to take away. Do I have negative 4 chips? I do. Now I can cross out 1, 2, 3, 4. And what you notice is that I added 4 more positive chips. That's why you can rewrite this to look like that, because we added 4 more positive chips. Let's do it again. We've got 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But notice that right now I do have enough chips to take away 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm at negative 2. And you might say, oh, Mrs. Locke, that didn't work. But negative 2 is closer to 0. So we still moved right. And since we moved right, we could still say that negative 7 minus a negative 5 is the same as adding a positive 5. You know? Let's just do 2 more together and we'll write our main idea, because I know that this video is getting long. So here's 10, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can take away 5 to get negative 5, but I still am less in debt. I moved to the right. So I could rewrite this as negative 10 plus positive 5 because I moved right. All right, 25 minus, oh my gosh, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 25, but I don't have any negative chips to take away. So I'm going to put on a 0 chip. They cancel each other out. Can I cross out 3 negative chips? Yes, I can. But now I have more positive chips. I'm at 28. I still moved right. 25 minus a negative 3 is the same as adding a positive 3 to be 28. We're going to stop there because this video got long. But the main idea is that you can write, I didn't mean to write that. You can rewrite subtracting a negative number to be adding a positive number because both move right. Example, negative 3 minus a negative 2 is the same as negative 3 plus a positive 2. They both are negative 1. That's it. That's it. That's it. And then we're done. That's it. That's it. That's it. And then we're done. I mean, I don't know what I told you on the plan, but I'd love for you to work the last 4 with your talking partner. That would be fantastic. And if you're out of time today, that's okay. We'll talk about it when I come back, but I'd love for you, if you do have time, to work on the last 4. All right, see you later.